Hello, welcome to episode 47 of No Holds Barred Pod. That is Sal Dodgson.
And that is Don McGowan. Welcome.
Hello, welcome back. Episode 47, yeah, we're 3 off of 50 now, so we're nearly at our half century, which is quite exciting.
We're not far off 12 months, kidder.
Yeah, April, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Coming up to a year of doing this, I know. With very little break as well. Go on, sorry.
A week over Christmas. Well, my friend was saying the other day, do you remember you started it when we went to Spain? And I went, oh, yeah, that was it. Yeah. And it didn't work until we got back, but it's fine.
That's right, yeah. That's gone past very quickly, hasn't it? A year. But we've hardly even...
You don't do PMQs, so it's different for you.
No, that's true. That's very true. I don't have to do that laborious...
Although I'm not going to lie,
sorry,
since we last recorded, I'm looking on tomorrow's PMQs with some sorts of affection.
Because at least you don't have Andrew Griffith and David Lammy.
Well, no, not just. It's sort of like it's become like relative to what we've had the last few days. It's a comfort zone. At least you know what you're going to get. You're just going to get a pair of idiots like fighting with each other. Who's the most powerful and can stay in power for longer and not do their job, but stay in power.
Yeah.
Whereas the latest release of what we're told is the last of the Epstein files. Spoiler: it's not. There's still more and a lot of videos that they haven't released.
Mm.
My mind is blown. And I've spent 10 years feeling like an alien anyway because you couldn't see it happening. And now I'm like, oh, what now? I hadn't considered it all actually coming out.
Yeah, it's been illuminating, shall we say, the last few days, hasn't it? Since, was it Saturday they dropped them, I think, or Friday, Saturday? I mean, I will come on to
the
it
weekend.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Tedious bastards.
We'll have a bit
Oops,
of...
sorry.
I think that one's okay.
Okay.
So, just as a little behind the wizard's curtain. What's the saying? I've made up another weird... And behind the wizard's what? Sleeve.
Nothing to do wizards, behind the scenes.
No, there's a saying about wizards. Anyway, I'm just making stuff up again. But anyway, we've decided we're going to have an attempt at swearing less on the pod. So with what's come out this week, it's going to be tricky, let's say. So we're going to give it a
It's the biggest scandal in the history of the world. So,
pretty much,
this is uncharted territory for everybody.
Yeah, it's just... Yeah, let's come back to that and circle back on the Epstein things because we've got a few bits on that later. But
I mean, it's all part of the same story, but yeah,
much of a muchness, isn't it? All the main players, the main characters are all the same characters that are wrapped up in absolutely everything else.
All the same six psychopaths. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. Talking of which, shall I start with Peter Thiel?
Yeah.
Well, actually, before we start, bit of admin. Still got a new website, noholdsbarredpod.com. But now, on the top of that, we've got a new and exciting Patreon for everybody. It's it's patreon.com/noholdsbarredpod. And we've got 3 membership levels that you can join up at. And each one comes with sort of different and exciting little features that you can get if you sign up at that level. Our first level is called the Pod Acquaintance. You get access to the pod 24 hours earlier than everyone else, than the whole world, which is exciting. And then you get access to a live chat.
We are generally quite on the ball with the latest of news.
We are very
relative
much so,
to other pods who can take sometimes a week or two to catch up. I'm just
exactly. That's exactly right, because we can,
and we suffer for it. That's why I'm talking about it.
Yeah, there's loads of things we've kind of not necessarily broken, but been way ahead of the news on, as you just said. And with this first level, a low price of £1.49 a month, you get access to the pod 24 hours before everyone else, and you get access to a live chat, like a little community chat with everyone else that joins up. The second tier is our Inner Circle tier. Gives you the same as that, plus it gives you a live chat with Sal or I, or both of us, depending on schedules and what have you.
No holds barred.
no holds barred. So you can actually come and have a chat to us. We won't broadcast it. It won't be like a podcast necessarily. It'll just be a chat to discuss things with us. Also, what is that? You get access to that plus, our pod chat as well. And then we've got our Royal Box tier, which is like a benefactors tier for those who really want to support the evolution of the pod. It's a bit more expensive. It's £10 a month, but you get access to everything that the previous tiers had. Plus, you can get a benefactor tier chat with Sal and I. So if you've got specific questions that you want to talk to us about or anything,
we're going
to
do
like
weekly
to
Zoom, aren't we? For
exactly. So
level.
all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool, and I think hopefully it offers some value for money and sort of benefit to people for some cool stuff. So no holds barred pod on patreon.com. Go and check it out. See you there on our little chat. Right, admin out the way. Let's crack on because I've got an hour and then I have to go and do science revision with my son because he's got a test tomorrow. Oh. Sorry, just had a phone call one sec. Right, so yeah. Right, where are we going to go? Oh yeah, Peter Thiel. So this is kind of loosely, well, not loosely, quite strongly linked to reform, isn't
it's all related. Well, it's all related to everything, isn't it?
So I noticed a tweet on, I'll just find the tweet. Oh, there it is. When was it? January 31st, so 4 days ago, from James Orr, who is a professor at Cambridge University in divinity. He's part of the divinity faculty. He hosted Palantir's Peter Thiel
you couldn't make
Cambridge
it up,
University.
Divinity College and
well, wait till you hear what Peter Thiel's lecture's all about. Do you know about this? Have you read about it yet?
No. I probably
it.
Avoided it.
He's been touring it around various places. He's been in Paris and various other places with it. It's a series of 4 lectures called the Antichrist lectures. And I kind of thought,
it's a bit on the
what's
nail.
this about? Well,
the Antichrist himself.
Well, that's it. It's actually about the Antichrist and his feelings about the Antichrist is on its way. And he does four 4-hour lectures about the actual Antichrist in the biblical sense, and said something he's apparently very concerned about. I just wrote irony meter explodes.
Yeah.
But in these lectures, he sort of goes on, he thinks that the Antichrist will be the harbinger of doom and create Armageddon by weaponizing the fear of climate change, AI, and nuclear war. Not actually by bringing those things into sort of fruition. He thinks that the Antichrist will be the person that is against those things. All of those things which I've written down, his company seemed dead set on creating. So he's basically thinks, a quote from one of his Q&As was that he believes international financiers make it harder to hide money now as a sure sign that the Antichrist is here. I mean, that's the way these people think is just, it's backwards. It's completely the upside down. If you're a Stranger Things fan, it's nuts. So
it's basic projection.
Well, let me read a quote.
He's describing himself.
He is describing himself. Let me read a quote, though. So he's a basic definition of the Antichrist. Some people think of it as a type of very bad person. Sometimes it's used more generally as a spiritual descriptor of the forces of evil. What I will focus on is the most common and most dramatic interpretation of Antichrist, an evil king or tyrant or anti-Messiah who appears in the end times. So that's what he thinks. That's a fairly standard biblical definition of the Antichrist. But if I give you some guesses as to who you think his top person in the world right now likely to be the Antichrist is, who could you think? Someone...
Oh. It'd have to be someone like Zoran Mandami, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Along those lines, Greta Thunberg.
Oh, of course. Of course. Shut.
He talks about Greta Thunberg being the Antichrist a lot. He's got a couple of other people, but It's either Greta or a guy called Eliza Yudkowsky, who's a AI researcher and one who posits that AI will end humanity if we're not careful with it. He studies AI safety and stuff.
The
like
people
this.
who invented AI are ending humanity.
Yeah. Well, this is the kind of bizarro, if you want to use a comic book reference. Like in Bizarro world, Bizarro Superman is the opposite. He lives in the opposite world where Superman is upside down and evil and all these things. Peter Thiel is effectively projecting himself into this Bizarro world where he thinks these people that are desperately trying to help the world are evil in the biblical sense. He really means this. The other person
Which
he talks about a lot is
unwell psychologically.
Oh yeah, he is psychologically unwell without a shadow of a doubt. But
that's literally what binds them.
Yeah, the other guy he talks about a lot is a guy called Mark Andreessen, who invented Mosaic in the 90s, which was one of the very first web browsers, which turned into Netscape Navigator. He's now a VC, but it's less about him. It's more about Greta Thunberg and Eliza Yudkowsky. These two people are, in his eyes, are the antithesis of everything that he stands for, which is like tearing the world down, and they're standing in his way effectively. So James Orr said of watching Peter Thiel's Antichrist lectures, said, "What a privilege to host Peter Thiel in Cambridge this week for a stunningly original and erudite series of lectures. Thiel is a walking antidote to the modern multiversity, the highlight of our academic year." This is Reform's
multiversity
latest.
Isn't real, you incredulous twat.
No, it's made up. Correct. No, it's true. But James Orr was sort of pilfered, that's not the right word, into Reform a few months ago anyway, and sort of by the back door as one of their advisors, especially to do with Christianity and how they can adopt the far-right Christianity model, which Peter Thiel apparently is kind of part of, but not part of, because he's talking about the devil. But anyway, James Orr is up to his eyeballs in this stuff. He used to be a Tory, used to advise people like Boris Johnson and Rees-Mogg. The connections, Rees-Mogg's dad, Peter Thiel, all
this is how religion's just used as a shield, man. It's a shield to hide evil people.
Well, he's out there.
Feels so entitled. They've got their own God complex, for God's sake.
Yeah, literally, and he thinks the good people are against. Well, the good people are against him, but in reality, they are the good people, and he's the evil one. But in his viewpoint,
warped mind,
he's the good man. Everyone else is the evil man. It's very, very, very bizarre, and I just wanted to highlight it because it's so strange and like. He's in the news a lot at the moment, Thiel, because of a Palantir, and I wrote an article about it the other day on my Substack, which I'll put a link to, because it's very dark, and they're intertwined in absolutely every facet of government, like everything from top to bottom. They have been since about 2015. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it started in 2015. David Cameron's government. I went through the government contracts finder website and found all the contracts that the government have given them, the ones that are listed. There's loads that aren't listed. But my totting up of contracts on the government website got them to just over £2.5 billion in the last 10 years the government have paid. It's in the public domain. There's more that isn't. There's loads more that isn't been disclosed because they're wrapped up in national security through MI5, MI6, the security services, handy. The police. Yeah, no, they're everything. They're in everything, Palantir. This is what
concerns me. Because also kind of, the Met.
The Met, yeah. Well, that's what got me thinking about it last week, because Shabana Mahmood stood up in the House of Commons, right?
Mark Rowley's all up in it, isn't he?
Well, yeah. Shabana Mahmood announced sweeping new police powers, including the rollout of AI technology to all police forces in the UK. That's provided by...
I didn't even mean that so much as, like, Mark Rowley just bends to Shabana Mahmood or I was going to say
Well.
Edith, Yvette Cooper. It's whim.
Edith Cooper? Yeah.
I know, Edith Piaf.
Yeah. So,
he'll bend to their whim, and they're
Mm.
entirely funded by LFI, and it all leads back to the radical Israeli people that we can't mention because that will definitely get pinged on the algorithm. We need to come up with a nickname for them, but there
yeah.
isn't a word strong enough. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I just
There
need
isn't
to...
an institution they haven't infiltrated, and that's why we're in this. Because Epstein
it's
wrapped it
definitely a big
all
part
up.
of it. Yeah, it's a big part of it for sure. Yeah. So, what was it? Yeah, so Shabana Mahmood. Yeah, so basically every police force in the country is getting AI tech rolled out, supposedly to help workflows, so they can work with less police officers because they don't want to bother employing real people anymore. They'd rather give billions and billions of pounds to Peter Thiel so that they don't have to employ real people. It's really, really dangerous, I think is the right word, isn't it? Because
do you know what? How things have changed. There's a guy who I don't know enough about, but I'm going to learn because I'm going to go on the tour at some point soon. There's a part of Liverpool city centre boundary where there's something called the Williamson Tunnels. And it's essentially a maze of tunnels that were dug out just after the end of World War One, because a load of the soldiers came home absolutely broken. There were no jobs for anybody because everything was destroyed. And this guy was a local philanthropist who basically gave jobs to a great big team of men to dig out these tunnels for no other reason than to give them employment.
Oh, really?
There's just no purpose for them whatsoever.
Money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
How times have changed. It couldn't be more opposite, and it is destroying us.
It is. I just wanted to finish, because something that doesn't bode well with Peter Thiel. I mean, nothing bodes well with Peter Thiel, but he wrote an essay in, I think, 2009 for the Cato Institute, and a couple of quotes from that are really quite worrying. The first one is, he said, "The fate of our world may depend on the effort of a single person who propagates or builds the machinery of freedom that makes the world safe for capitalism." That's the first quote. 2009 this was. And I said, that's pretty sinister, but the most worrying part of this short essay is this statement. He said, "Most importantly, I no longer believe that freedom and democracy are compatible." And that should tell you everything you need to know about that man, who is now part of our entire infrastructure in the United Kingdom and everywhere else in the world as well. But
he's got a messiah complex that is off the scale, and he needs to be locked up and have all his resources removed from him, as they all do, because they are not of this earth in their mind, I'm afraid.
Mm-hmm. I agree,
they are psychopaths,
100%.
And I don't know how long we're going to have to scream it at people for, but until we recognise them as psychopaths and not captains of fucking industry, because they're not. They were all born into wealth, and all they've done their entire lives is carry on the exploitation. These people aren't geniuses. They're thick as shit. They just have no other comprehension than a life other than their own, where they've never experienced anything terrible that money can't fix. Which is whilst enforcing everybody else to live whether they can afford it or not. That doesn't make sense, does it? I'm not putting it.
I know what you mean.
I think my mind's blown.
The problem I wrote about in my article is that Palantir is so wrapped up in this country, in the government and the infrastructure. It's in part of the highways agency, ambulances, police, the cameras on the roads, like literally everything. The Ministry of Defence obviously is hugely part of it.
It's a parasite in our midst.
But the problem is, I don't see there's any way ever to extricate that from the country. I just don't see it, because things would just stop working. Because he spent 10 years making himself undeletable from the United Kingdom. You can't. I just cannot see how anybody could stop it. It's too late.
It seems to me we're on the precipice of, like, we either accept evil paedophiles are fine or we fucking don't. And I know you shouldn't think in black and white, because I just don't see a middle ground on paedophilia and mass murder and, sucking up all the resources to profit yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Peter Thiel's not, I don't think, part of that.
But it's the entire structure of capitalism and
for legal reasons,
where it's led us.
Yeah, he's not. I don't think he's part of that Epstein lot. But yeah, no, I fully agree with the sentiment. I mean, it's just, I just worry.
He's wrapped up in Epstein.
Yeah, but not in that way. I think we've got to be careful of what we say, because we could get sued to shit, and I don't really want that. It is really.
We've had this conversation. Write Ellie's name an indelible marker on your new MacBook, put it under her side of the bed, and let's go for it.
I know, but they'll sue for generations, like, I just, yeah.
You can't sue people who've got nothing, there's no point. And also, Mike gets her name. More to the point.
Maybe.
Yeah,
but anyway, so
I'm joking. A lot of people end up not alive.
No, I know. But Palantir is very, very scary. And it's James Orr of reform, bringing that part of the billionaires into reform via the Christian side of things. Where it ends up, we shall find out. But
have you?
I don't know.
Have you got anything on our lay preacher?
Who's that? I think I'll say no.
Bill.
I can't think of...
Bill, whose name isn't really Bill. Bill, that the lay preacher at the church, who's also a caretaker for an empty, massive, multi-million-pound property in London, and somehow he lives with his mum, but he did manage to find £200,000 to donate to Reform. Isn't he clever? He's been saving away for a long time.
I forgot. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he's a church warden in Potter's Bar. Yeah, you're right. Robert Simpson, his name is, or John Simpson, one of the two. There was two brothers who were involved in it. Robert and John.
That is not okay.
Yeah. No. Another thing that Nick and the finance guy have been at for a while, and I wrote about them. I wrote about this guy last October, and the Observer.
Guys.
Well, the Observer were going to pick it up, and Kat at the Observer at the time said she wanted to run that part of my story, but they never got round to it. So I bet she's ruined the fact that she didn't, because the Times broke it on Sunday, even though Nick and the finance guy and myself broke it last year. But Robert, or John Simpson, who is a church warden who apparently donated £200,000 to Reform through his, he's a front of a company called Interior Architecture Limited, which doesn't really exist. Farage was asked about it at his press conference this afternoon. He said, "I've checked with my compliance officer." By that, I assume he means Lee Anderson, or I don't know.
Some knobber.
And it was all above board, he says. Because technically it is above board. It is. Because it's donations from an Iranian billionaire, but run through a British company, because Iranian billionaires are not technically allowed to donate to Reform. The same Iranian billionaire that paid for Farage to go to Davos in the WEF 2 weeks ago. But yeah, this guy...
Nick tweeted earlier about Bill's other companies.
Yeah, he's been the front of a few.
Not only is he the management of real estate on a fee or contract basis, he is also other information technology services activities, urban planning and landscape architectural services, educational support services. These are all separately registered companies. Sale of new cars and light motor vehicles. He's got 2 of them. And he's quite the polymath, or, entrepreneur. He's also got a wholesale of clothing and footwear business and retail sale of clothing and specialised stores business. What a busy bee.
Yeah, he's just paid
These are called shell companies for anyone who's not down with it.
And
they're not real.
He's just paid to be the face, the name on company's house by foreign owned business. Well, people that want to bring money into the UK effectively. So again, I think technically nothing illegal about what's happened. I wrote about all this last year. It's in my Substack.
The
from
law
last year.
needs to catch up with technology and shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. 100%. There's too many ways to get around things. But yeah, that's another Farage's dubious donations I wrote last year. Go on.
Do you know what there isn't a way around?
What?
Booting out a lord that isn't hereditary and is honorary. There is not a way of doing that. Can you believe it?
I know. Absolutely. Lord for life.
There will be very soon, but there isn't currently.
Yeah, Mr. Mandelson.
So I was just plonking that in there. I don't know if you'd finished about the Antichrist.
Yeah. That's all good, I think, on reform. Apart from, I mean, there's one thing which I'll circle back to at the end, but it's more about crypto than reform. But it is about Farage. Yeah, so Mandelson. Discuss.
Well, I mean, the Epstein files are 6 weeks late being dropped, and as I mentioned earlier, this is supposed to be the final drop, except it still doesn't contain everything, and they released things they didn't mean to release.
Yeah, they
did. There was just loads of horrible stuff in it that is online for anyone to go and read. You know, Trump allegedly measuring the size of children's sexual cavities.
Horrific.
Amongst, you know, Prince Sweaty Nonce apparently ending somebody after torturing them.
There's a lot of that mentioned.
It should bring down the monarchy. Should is doing all the heavy lifting there.
Should have brought down the American government by now as well, but
and ours, because
on
a British side of the Epstein files release, like I've just titled it Jesus H. Christ and all that nonsense, because it's suffocating. There's just, again, I mean, we say there's so much news every week. There's like 3 million files been dropped. It's going to take a while for it to all be filtered and for everyone to figure out what's pertinent and legitimate and what's, you know, not worth looking at. But what we know so far, in any other timeline, would bring down a government and should do. So far, we know.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Sorry. No, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I texted you the other day, didn't I? I feel like I'm like in some kind of parallel universe. I said I can't get my head around why nothing is shifting in the world with this. The news that's dropped, as you just said, it should be the fall of the American government, the fall of our government, the fall of the monarchy, all these things. And like, you know, governments around the world should be toppling because of the stuff that we're reading about out in the open, but nothing seems to be shifting. Nothing. Sorry, carry on.
a lot.
Some things happen.
I mean, everyone connected to all the names in this file drop are linked, if not, well, they are completely linked in the first person to radical Israelis across the board. The amount of times Goyim was thousands of times Goyim's were slated in the emails, which is radical Israeli speak for somebody who's not a radical Israeli.
Oh, right. I didn't know
essentially. That. Okay. I'm one, you're one. Anyone who criticizes Israel.
Right. Okay. I didn't realise.
But they've stolen that from Jewish people, from Hebrew, because they have to have this front of pretending to be Jewish, don't they? When really it's just about greed and power and mental illness. So, Peter Mandelson got upended by it, which is nice. Should have happened a long time ago, but here we are. What we know so far about Peter Mandelson from the emails is that he was taking government information from when Labour were in power and giving it straight to Epstein in America.
Yeah, he was business secretary, wasn't he, then?
Yeah, so he was affecting the markets. It's essentially insider trading. He should be behind bars for that, and I think that's what will get him behind bars.
I think so. I think
he can't.
Go on, sorry.
You can't front that out.
No. He. One of the big things I read yesterday or today was that he gave Epstein a heads up on the euro bailout of 50 billion euro, $50 billion euro bailout to stop the euro collapsing.
Yeah,
I mean that's proper Nick Leeson insider trading. Anything you want. That is go to jail, no, do not pass go kind of stuff.
He admitted in the emails that he talked Gordon Brown into stepping down on behalf of Epstein's instructions.
Apparently so, I know.
Which is handy because Gordon Brown has this afternoon referred him to the police.
Gordon Brown's had a lot of stuff come out of him over this, and I don't think he's...
It's because he's a good man, and good people get taken advantage of by evil, which is proven because there's more on that later.
Sorry.
He basically installed Boris Johnson on behalf of America, according to Steve Bannon. He's saying he did that. Yeah. He knew all about Epstein's deviancy. He today resigned his lordship, but retains the title because no current mechanism is about to remove honoured lords, only hereditary peers. Currently, as we said earlier, being resolved through the lords because they are not having it, which is
no, they need to get rid. I wish they'd get rid of Michelle Mone while they're at it, but yeah.
Oh God, there's a lot of them. Well, maybe this will be the touch. Touch from light blue. You know what I mean? The fireworks starter,
like the touch paper.
Yeah, I thought there was blue in
something like that. Yeah.
But what's also come out, excuse me, not just about Peter Mandelson. Tony Blair was named participating in orgies. Don't know if you knew about that.
No, I haven't read that. That's escaped me so far.
Somebody was conversing. I can't remember. Somebody was conversing to Epstein about how Tony Blair was at an orgy.
Wow.
And then you've got Richard Branson, who gave his entire legal team to Jeffrey Epstein after he'd been criminalised for being a paedophile. Stop saying words like that, haven't I? Because you get dinged for that too.
Well, no, I think we can say it. I mean, it's accurate reporting, especially with like the entire news cycle is about that at the moment. So yeah.
Yeah, but it's the SEO business.
Yeah, there is that. So
the Fredophile. Oh God,
that works.
I'm gonna have to put myself a notice on the computer. So he's done that. So he's all sound with his mate being a paedophile.
No,
here's some lawyers for your next challenge. And there were also some records from Steve Bannon that came out, essentially alluding to the fact that they enacted Brexit.
Absolutely.
And destroyed this country, and all the people involved, including Peter Mandelson, are traitors to the nth and should be fired off the White Cliffs of Dover out of a trebuchet.
Indeed. And something I found 2 days ago whilst browsing the files, and I think I got it before pretty much anyone else because it's gone a bit mad. It's about 700,000 views online at the moment, plus loads of people nicked the graphic that I made and spread it around, but that's fine. There was a conversation between Steve Bannon and Epstein via text message on the 3rd, stupid American dates, the 9th of the 3rd or the 3rd of the 9th in 2018 anyway. And Bannon said to Epstein, he said, "I'm now advisor to Front, as in Front National, Salvini, the League, AFD, the Swiss Peoples, Orban, Land and Freedom, and Farage." All the far right, every single far right organization that's kind of desperate to grasp power throughout Europe. Steve Bannon said, "I am now advisor to these people." He controls these people.
That's what's commonly known as a actual conspiracy.
Exactly. He said we can go from 92 seats to 200. And then the bit I highlighted, which I think is key to all of this stuff, he said we can shut down any crypto legislation or anything else we want. Now, that is fucking bombshell to me, because what I didn't understand until I started reading about it after I found that is how intrinsically linked crypto is to this entire thing. And lots of people have written about it already, but last year Nigel Farage stood up and went to the Bank of England to lobby for cryptocurrency, for Tether coin. His mates, Christopher Harborne,
them on LBC.
The day after dropping an advert on LBC on Nick Ferrari's show for Tether coin. And this is Bannon in 2018 saying that he'll be able to halt any crypto legislation because he's now got control of the far right powers in Europe. The problem is since 2018, it hasn't quite gone the way that Bannon thought it would. None of these people really have got any power. They're still
He thought
fringe
it'd be
kind
easier,
of.
didn't he?
He did. He thought it was after Brexit. He thought it was all going to
Big
roll into
balls.
place. Yeah. But I don't think he. I said I think this plan's now beginning to take shape, but that Farage doesn't have the power that he or Bannon thought he might have by this stage. Oh, I've got interference. What's that coming from? That's it. Yeah, neither of them Bannon and Epstein thought that they were going to maneuver the far right into power across Europe, and then they could control it, and it was all to do with crypto. And I said, are Reform UK enacting a long-term plan created by Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein? And I think the answer to that is yes, they're trying to desperately.
But it's proof, isn't it? It's proof of what we suspected. Well,
yeah.
I mean, wasn't it last week? Trump was caught saying that, oh God, no, it wasn't Trump, but it was one of them talking about 2025 and mentioning reform.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
They actually said it out loud at some point.
Yeah.
But
it all falls into place, doesn't it? And so I'm now on a dog with a bone now, because I've got a few more things that I found since I put that out a couple of days ago, but I'm keeping it to myself at the moment because I don't want other people to nick it.
There is, there is a little bit of the story that has nothing to do with us, but should be known about, because it is. Do you know about the Norway thing?
No, I don't think so.
Strap in.
Right, I'm ready. Strapped.
All of you, sit down and strap in, because this is otherworldly.
All right,
Norway's crown princess, Mette-Marit, right, has many, many emails with Epstein.
Okay.
She told him at one point, "You always make me smile because you tickle my brain." I don't really want to read the actual emails, but here's one email which doesn't entirely make sense, but I suspect it's a translation issue. She says to Epstein in 2012, "You always make me smile because you tickle my brain, but I want the data from now or the bill is mine. It is the cocktail of all the unnaturals that have a profound effect on the early stages of development in humans. Soon people won't be able to make new humans anymore, but I guess that would be La La Land. Great. We can just design them in a lab." Now, that tells you just what these people look down on us and think about us. We are just cattle. We've said this before. Yeah. This is just proof of that. The problem we've got is that this woman, this is one email of many. In another one, she asked his advice on whether it was appropriate or not to decorate her 15-year-old son's bedroom with pictures of scantily clad women on surfboards. She took her children to the island. She met up with him many occasions. She even at one point wanted to have his baby and incubate his child. Okay. Now,
like Sarah Ferguson.
Possibly.
Go on, sorry.
Sarah Ferguson doesn't have a son.
Sorry, I've stolen your thunder there. Sorry.
No, you haven't. Sarah Ferguson, as terrible as she is, she doesn't have a son who today was in court on 23 counts of rape involving a double-digit number of victims.
Who was?
These people are being raised in this atmosphere, and this, bafflingly, is what happens.
Who was in court, sorry?
Her son, who's now 28. That was 2011, was it, that email?
Oh, the Norwegian... I was thinking Sarah Ferguson, sorry. The Norwegian... Oh, fucking hell. Oh, oops.
The Crown Princess!
Oh, my God. It's just mad. Oh, wow.
Yes!
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about that. It's just insane. But, you know,
what's his name? Marius Borg Høiby. Stepson to heir of the throne, Crown Prince Haakon.
Right. So, oh, wow.
They're depraved. Billionaires shouldn't be a thing. Being born into obscene wealth shouldn't be a thing. It's not healthy for humanity. It's going to end our species.
It will end our species. Well,
60,000 people own like a third of the world's wealth. There's 80. How many billion of us are there? 8 billion, is it?
About 8-ish, yeah, something like that.
And 60,000 people own a third of.
No, it's
madness. That'll happen.
Madness.
And then they become like literal Messiah complex monsters.
Yeah, like Peter Thiel.
And assume that because that's their reality, that's okay.
Yeah,
no,
I know. Well, their reality is not real, though, is it? That's kind of obvious and clear from Epstein, from the royal family, from Peter Thiel, from Elon Musk, who I'll talk about briefly in a second. But you just reminded me of something when you were talking about that. Matt Goodwin, who's running to be Reform MP in Gorton and Denton, is a eugenicist by the very definition of the word. He's spoken about it a lot. And
not lately, he hasn't. He hasn't mentioned it once since the Gorton and Denton thing. I've been tracking it.
Not that long ago, though, was it? Like last year?
No.
I think he was in an interview he did about it. But a photo someone sent to me on Twitter today was of Matt Goodwin and Steve Bannon together. I mean, it's just... Yeah. It's off the charts.
But unfortunately, it sounds like Steve Bannon has been hoisted by his own petard because these knobheads have sold themselves as people that they aren't to Steve Bannon, who's bought it wholesale. They're just they're all so stupid.
Well, from what I can gather,
they're manipulative. They're not intelligent.
No, I don't think so. I think, like, from what I can gather from this whole Epstein shit is that Steve Bannon was properly backed to the hilt by Epstein. I've read lots of messages between the two of them, and they're like that. So Epstein put all his faith in Bannon to be his fixer, effectively. Bannon thought he could do it. He did do it to a point, definitely, but he's failed overall in general. And I think that's what I wrote, is that this Nigel Farage kind of punt for being prime minister is like their last roll of the dice in this kind of far-right takeover bid that they're going to, they've got various bits, Orban in Hungary, but that's it really when you look at it as a round. Even Geert Wilders in Holland completely failed. So,
but all there is us. I mean, like us and the left to stand up, but that's it.
That's exactly what I was about to say, is like anyone listening or watching this, don't fucking let Nigel Farage become Prime Minister, because Nigel Farage is linked to Steve Bannon, and Steve Bannon was best mates with Jeffrey Epstein, and this all comes back to that. Every single bit of what Nigel Farage is doing today comes back to Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Don't let that happen.
They're just the worst of us.
Yeah.
It's unreal that it's still going on. But, the other thing people have been pointing out are the Bannon links with McSweeney.
Yes. Yeah. He apparently, again, this is another...
He's got to go. He should have gone.
I think we said on our second podcast.
He's another plant.
I remember talking to Tan when you had your operation about this, about Morgan McSweeney, and I think you and I discussed it before that as well, that man is the wrong man to be effectively the Dominic Cummingsing the country.
But he's where he is because he's the wrong man.
Yeah.
Because they're the wrong people. He's an infiltrator, isn't he? Essentially. Yeah. And, Starmer decided he'd turn tail and take the money.
Starmer's, either sold himself out or he's the most naive politician that's ever lived. And I don't really, I don't think it's that.
I think he's just done the whole, I've been a humanitarian lawyer. Now I've earned the right to be the opposite of that. I don't know. It's hard to make sense sometimes.
I mean, I don't think the Mandelson thing, I don't think it'll be the end of Starmer. I don't think he'll resign, and I don't think he'll get hoofed. But things will have to change because, his electoral chances are in the toilet at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We've got a couple of years for things to play out. But this whole thing is another thing that's in the big red box for Keir Starmer. Big red box? No, that's the budget. Big red cross in the box is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah.
I am glad for the distraction from Denton and Gorton, but, you know, something
that's
nice
just
would have
going
been
on,
good.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but again, Matt Goodwin's going door to door. He's not telling anybody he believes in eugenics.
No, of course he's not. It's left to people like us to sort of shout and scream about it online, but nobody believes us, so, even with proof. So, I think Reform have got the people that support Reform now won't change their mind. It's just what we have to do is tell people that aren't Reform supporters to go out and vote and get, because the people that aren't Reform supporters are much bigger than the Reform voters. So we have to motivate them out to vote for, certainly in this by-election, Hannah Spencer isn't the Green Party candidate. She's brilliant and she's absolutely excellent. So they picked a good one there. So go and vote for her. Don't listen to what the die-hard Labour fanatics going on attacking her instead of attacking bloody Goodwin. I said it last week. They've got to stop the infighting because they're just going to let Goodwin in through the back door if they don't back down, the Labour fanatics.
Well, you say that. Didn't underscore Advance UK stand a candidate to split the vote?
They have, I think. I can't remember who it is. If someone,
I know,
yes, I do.
Selling
I know exactly
treatment.
who it is. It's mega racist Nick Buckley, MBE. Yeah, they've put him up.
Is he the ex-copper?
No,
Or am I thinking of
that's
someone else.
You're thinking of Peter Blexley, I think, who looks very similar. But no, Nick Buckley, MBE, he's actually got an MBE for work to charity services, but since he got that MBE, he's turned into a gigantic racist. Hence why he's standing for underscore Advance. So, yeah, that's going to split the right. UKIP. Do you see what Nick Tenconi said yesterday about it?
Remind me. He's been a little bit of comedy this week, hasn't he? But...
Well, he just put a post out last night.
He said he was standing behind Reform so he wouldn't split the vote, didn't he?
So, Matthew Goodwin, you now have it.
All 20 weirdos.
Yeah. So Matt Goodwin's now got ringing endorsements from UKIP's Nick Tenconi and Tommy Robinson. Good on you, Matt. All the best people supporting you. I'm sure.
God.
All they need is Ant Middleton now and to complete the trifecta of idiots. So.
Do you know who hasn't supported him, to the best of my knowledge? Correct me if I'm wrong, I might have missed something. Has Zaya mentioned Matt Goodwin yet?
I believe once. I'm following Dave Lawrence on Twitter has been tracking it, and I think he's posted a one-liner, vote for Matt Goodwin. I think that's it since he was announced.
Oh, so. Do you know what? I'm an idiot. I retweeted it. No, he didn't. He put, vote for Matt Goodwin, get Starmer out. So I just retweeted it.
Oh, that was
These people really don't understand how politics works, do they?
Yeah, that's it. Goodwin's sort of standing on this platform of a referendum against Keir Starmer. Like, yeah, you've got no idea, mate. you're if you get in as MP, you're going to be responsible for fucking potholes in Manchester.
A vote for me is a vote against Keir Starmer. Okay, Matt, that's not how it works, love.
Yeah. No. Let me sit you down and tell you about local politics. You idiot. Yeah, he's not.
They think people are that stupid. It's insulting.
Yeah,
even the people who are that stupid, it's still insulting to presume they're stupid.
I saw the Labour candidate, and I've forgotten her name. I'm really come to me in a minute.
Oh, no fucks given. She's terrible. She's a bad turf.
Is she?
She's a member of Sex Matters. Yeah.
Oh, that's no good. No, I was just going to say that because she's got a slightly Greek accent, all the racists were out and attacking her because of that.
I mean, to be fair, it was quite amusing to listen to her say in a Greek accent, "I'm a Mancunian." It just sounded wrong. Yeah. It's a heavy Greek accent. It's not just like a little.
It's quite strong.
She's
proper
Spiros.
It is quite strong. But
going back to Harry Enfield days.
I just. Yeah. So the only thing I wanted left to talk about was something that happened this afternoon. Shall I mention that now?
Yeah.
So it started this morning. I got a breaking news alert on my phone saying that French authorities had raided the offices of X in Paris, which I thought, ooh, finally something's happening. And turns out, let's find it. New York Times. There we are. Oh, no, that's it. Yeah. So the French police searched the premises of X in France as prosecutors issued a summons to the social media's company. Oh, can't say that. To the social media company's owner, Elon Musk. So they basically, the French government want to see him, like, you here now. Basically, it's investigating 7 accusations, including complicity in distributing images of child or pornographic nature, denial of crimes against humanity, that's the Holocaust denial, fraudulent extraction of data, according to a statement on Tuesday from the city's chief prosecutor. Basically,
go France.
Well, it turned out I read that, and then this afternoon, just at lunchtime, Spanish PM Pedro Sanchez, starting next week, my government will implement the following actions. Firstly, we will change the law in Spain to hold platform executives legally accountable for many infringements. Secondly, we will turn algorithmic manipulation and amplification of illegal content into a new criminal offence. Thirdly, we will implement a hate and polarization footprint system to track, quantify, and expose how digital platforms fuel division and amplify hate. Fourthly, Spain will ban access to social media for minors under the age of 16. Fifth, and lastly, my government worked with our public prosecutor to investigate and pursue the infringement committed by Grok, TikTok, and Instagram.
Can we move to Spain?
Yeah, Spain are not.
That sounds like human competency.
Doesn't it? That came out after the French one. So France are pretty much doing the same thing, but not quite as stringently as that. And did you read Ofcom's statement? Because Ofcom released a statement immediately after France had...
Is that what it said? Yeah,
pretty much.
I thought it might be.
Yeah. Basically, they said we open an investigation way before the EU, they said, which was bollocks. It was like a week before.
We've only been campaigning for about 5 years, but go on.
Yeah, exactly. But what they in essence said was that we can only investigate the Grok portion of Twitter within the website or the app. They're not able to investigate XAI, which is the standalone. You can go to grok.com or you can get Grok as a separate app. They're not going to touch that. So the only bit they can investigate is within Twitter itself, within X itself. That's what Ofcom have said. That's it.
So who can investigate it?
Well, in the UK, it seems like nothing. The
ICO, it's not their job.
The Information Commissioner's Office have opened a case today as well. I mean, this has all come off the back of France and Spain going, right, we've had enough of this. But the ICO have announced an investigation as well. But again, I think it's limited to just because of the Online Safety Act. It's only if it's shared with other people, something like that. So they can't, if you're doing it for yourself effectively and not sharing it and tagging other people in, Ofcom have said, yeah, fine, whatever.
What, making child images?
Pornography is regulated, but they can't investigate it if it's not within the X application. So the Grok standalone website,
making and creating images is already a crime.
No, it's still illegal. That bit's illegal, but they can't investigate X for that. That's down to investigating individuals.
X are giving them the tools to do it.
I know. But that's what they've said.
You see, this is why it worries me that the Epstein thing won't create the fissure it needs to in the current political stratus or system. Because they don't give a shit about paedophilia.
Spain does.
What the fuck has happened
France
to us?
Does. Yeah. I know.
No, but the UK powers that be are like, I wouldn't know who to ask.
We're so hamstrung by our own kind of ridiculous legislation that they just can't do it. It's just bizarre. I mean, they are going to investigate a bit of X, but only within the app and the website. So
we're going to wait for someone competent to do it and then hopefully copy what they do.
yeah, I mean, effectively. But I mean,
And it was always going to take us time to assimilate to slowing down tech and then realising what problems it causes. But we should have been thinking ahead of that. The people who created it should have forethought the problems before they released, when I say it, like programs and apps. And why are we so incompetent as a species?
Yeah, I know. It's just this desperation to rush everything, like you just said.
To make money. It's greed behind everything.
Yeah, exactly. Get it out, make the money, and then worry about the ramifications afterwards. Yeah.
After people have all died and wars have started, and
exactly.
swear down. These people need locking up.
Yeah.
We've got it all arse about tit.
Let's take some positives that France and Spain are moving hard on this.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Because it really, really needs to happen. And if France and Spain, two of the biggest European countries, can do it quickly, like they have done it in less than a year, then so can everyone else. So, let's get everything crossed. Get some lobbying to the politicians and the government in this country and get them to get their arse in gear as well, because it needs to happen.
We need to rise up by sitting down. Which is upsetting, because that knobhead's trying to get everyone to do it, and it's just the wrong time. It's not the right time yet.
I don't think
and
it's
you're
going
the wrong
well
person
for him,
to do it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's the way forward, isn't it? I mean, you've been talking about that since day one, since we started this podcast. So yeah.
Well, America needs to get a bit more inflamed first, doesn't it? Somehow, I don't know why it shouldn't. It shouldn't need to, but until it happens in people's own backyards, they stop giving a shit. Not for long.
Trump dialed it back, though, hasn't he? He's realised what's happening, so he's brought everything backwards a bit. Sacking Bovino was a big step for him. Well, he relocated him.
He moved him out the area for 2 weeks.
I know. No, he's gone though, isn't he? He's gone to Texas or somewhere.
Yeah, but he's been moved. He hasn't been sacked.
Yeah. No, but he's been taken away from Minneapolis to take the heat out of it. They brought in Tom Homan, who was Barack Obama's.
Mess.
He was Obama's immigration chief, wasn't he? So
the man can't speak.
No, I know. So anyway,
yeah.
Right. Talking of America and Barack Obama, I've got a clip which I want to put in at the end this week, and it's Barack Obama talking on stage last week, and it's effectively him talking about. He just says, "Imagine if I did this stuff. Can you imagine what would happen if I had done this stuff?" And then he goes on to list some of the stuff that Trump's been doing, and he said, "Just imagine if that had been me," And it's a really interesting and powerful thing, because everything I rate Barack Obama so highly, and not everything, but a lot of the stuff he says is absolutely profound, and this is really interesting. So have a look in a minute.
He loves his proxy wars, doesn't he?
Who, Obama?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forks and knives.
Nice.
Never has an American president run so many proxy wars and still won a Nobel Peace Prize. It's quite the thing. Just saying.
Wow. Have a listen to this speech in a minute, because it is good.
Okay.
It's well worth a listen. I think I'm done. No, I am definitely done. I've got to go do some science revision now in a minute.
Fun.
Learn about transfer of energy and energy stores in physics.
Oh, well, if you're still here, listeners, thank you so much for staying. And
yeah,
I'm sorry about all of that otherworldly insanity, but it's real.
Yeah.
We've got each other. We're stronger together.
Absolutely. And we'll have more on Friday, hopefully. Yeah. So let's see what shakes out in the next 2 days, because I reckon there'll be quite a lot. But,
like, share, subscribe, comment.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Go check out our Patreon now. Patreon.com/noholdbarpod.
Sexy website.
And our sexy noholdbarpod.com website. That's it.
Awesome. Bye.
Cool. Bye for now.
Imagine if I had done any of this. let me just, I just want to be clear about this. Imagine that Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me or a whole bunch of my predecessors. So, I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?